All right, what's going on, guys? This is Logan with West Desert Wheeler out here for a WRCCA style competition, the first one we have hosted here in southern Utah. So thanks to Connor Patton for basically organizing this event. I lended a hand where I could, as well as Wyatt Mellon. Kind of the combination of us three and our efforts kind of made this happen, but mostly Connor. So big shout out to Connor for putting this together. You can see here already on course, and that was a spicy little drop there. Was able to throttle out and keep it on all four. This is my Deluxe Lunatic V3, and I got this from Deluxe as a kit, and this is an excellent car. You can pick up cars like this from Deluxe Fab RC. Definitely be sure to check out their Instagram and check out their website. They make a ton of really awesome parts, and they really specialize in ultra high performance RC crawlers like these. So WRCCA is a organization that sets a standard for a rule set, basically, for RC crawler competition. Now this car we're driving right here, this one has a motor and a transmission mounted in the chassis, and this is my Sportsman. So you're limited to a 12.5 inch wheelbase. They do have a maximum height for tire size. You have to run a 2.2 inch wheel, and then it has to be a shaft driven rig. So you'll hear these referred to as Shafties or Sporties, and it's a 2.2 Sportsman is the class. Now the other class we have is 2.2 Pro, which is an MOA, meaning there's a motor on the axle on the front and the back, and you're allowed to use motor on axle powered cars, where typically through the electronics you can use the two ESCs so that you can do a front burn or a rear burn. So we're going to take a look at two courses today, one of them Sportsman and one of them in my 2.2 Pro. So working our way through this first course, getting that front tire up in the air there. I believe this guy was a bonus we just drove through. Those blue cones were a bonus. So WRCCA rules, every gate that you progress is -2 points. You have a 40 point out, meaning if you accrue more than 40 points during one course run, then you DNF, and you only get the -2 for however many gates that you were able to make it through against the +40. So if you make it through 9 gates, you'd get -18 points +40. So yeah, you do the math there. I don't care to do it while on video right now. But really fun courses. This was just a low-key event put on by our friends out here. I think we had 10 to 15 participants out here essentially. So working our way through another bonus gate, but we just had our friends set 3 different courses, and so we had just small groups. I think 3 people set each course, and a few people got to set a couple different gates. So it worked out really nice, and it was pretty quick running. So we went out there for this single day, and we actually ran Sportsman, ran 3 courses of Sportsman, tore it all down, and then set up 3 courses for Pro class, which is MOAs. Now, the format of each course, 3 bonuses, 10 gates, which is pretty standard for the WRCCA stuff. We're trying to work my way through this final bonus, and unfortunately, just not quite going to get the car to do what I want in this particular situation, which is what's great about this comp series, is I need a little more practice with my Sportsman, as it's a new-to-me car. It's incredibly capable, but after watching my footage from the Nationals competition, where I didn't do so hot, I was watching just some of the driving that I did, and I was causing myself a lot of headaches, as, you know, kind of it is. That's just how it goes. You drive your car poorly, and you get poor results. So I was able to do all right in Nationals with MOA, so keeping my skills sharp there would be nice, although I have gone and changed a lot of things on my MOA car itself. So the Sportsman remained unchanged. To me, that was mostly just driver error on this guy. So just working my way through here, trying to squeeze in between this gate, and you see a little bit of doglegging action. I'm going to use a lot of the area I have available. I drive all the way down off that rock and then drive back up this. I think it was for the 3rd time during this single course run, and trying to set myself up better for getting turned into gate 8. And yeah, it's all about tire placement, as with any crawler competition, but ultimately just having fun with our friends out here on the rocks, and then having a specific rule set from WRCCA really simplifies things as far as what's legal, what's not, how the courses should run, and overall just keeping it fair for everybody. So the Sportsman class overall is really the driver's class. Like if you can drive a Sportsman really well, And unfortunately, I've never done particularly well in Sportsman, probably because of reasons like that, where I almost drive into cones and have to take a reverse. So it happens to us, but that's how things are going to go. And that was gate 10. That's going to round it out for the Sportsman. So here is my MOA. This guy is running deluxe super light axles, and it's got a Hitman Fab Sudo 3D chassis. I've got weight hangers in the wheels, meaning I've got big chunks of tungsten that actually hang down below where you can see the wheel on the outside. So this is a pretty special car. This thing works incredibly well. Now, I recently made a bunch of changes to this guy, so let's talk about some of the changes. You may be able to see there on the back axle, I actually have revolver motors in this guy now. I previously had Polar 500 Holmes motors, which is a standard brushed motor, very nice high-end motor, very powerful, but I switched to revolvers, meaning the outside of the motor actually spins, similar to an airplane brushless motor. And these guys are a 380 size, and I believe mine are the 2000 kV variant. Now, as I work my way through here, I had to be very careful not to get my car hung up on the axles going across these jagged rocks. Not very friendly terrain for straight axle cars, and that's what 99.9% of MOAs are. I've only seen a couple pictures of a Portal MOA on the internet. I've never actually seen one in person, but I don't doubt that it actually exists. I think Deluxe made one for Worlds, as far as I know. But these brushless motors I am running with Secure ESCs, and that's spelled SEQURE. Most recently I checked, they were $36 for the ESC that I'm using here, and so I took two of them. I cut the power lead off of one of them and soldered it to the other ESC's power. Because I have two motors, I need two ESCs. And then what's cool about that is you can put that into your receiver and put a mix on a controller and tell it, hey, shut down the control from ESC number 2, and that will stop driving the tire that ESC 2 controls, right? So you can control front and rear only, meaning I can rotate my front tires only if I just want front wheel drive, or I can do rear wheel drive if I just want the rear tires to spin. So it gives you ultimate control, and it really makes these cars super maneuverable because they have excellent steering angle, and being able to front wheel drive only and pivot the car around in specific places works out really well. Now right there was just bad course flow on my part. I should have just driven around top like that instead of trying to crazy side hill it like I was. That was originally my plan, is to drive around top, but in the middle of my run I got a little confused as to what my goal was, and just didn't end up going where I wanted. So I do like to run first, so I was doing that during the comp out here. Now, while I do like running first, it has kind of bitten me a few times to the point where I'm like, maybe I don't need to run first every time. I'm not afraid to do it. I think it's fun, but there are times on really tricky gates where it can just kind of bite you and cause you to have a DNF or just added points that aren't necessary. Another thing that's just as simple as making the course flow smoother and running bonus gates at specific times to make it overall just a faster, smoother driving experience on course. Because you only have 6 minutes to run 10 gates plus 3 bonuses. I want to go for bonuses every time, so for me it's 13 gates in 6 minutes, which sounds like enough, but then you start getting the element of the car's not doing what you want it to, and you get a little frustrated or excited, and yeah, that time burns away very quickly. Now, I did help set this course, and so I had an idea of what I wanted to do here for this bonus gate, which is just kind of blip it across. Now, the problem is, this is bad course flow. So I've climbed that rock, I've driven across it, now I'm dropping down it, and then I'm going to climb this rock again. And I'm going to climb this rock a total of 3 times, and when I watched this back, I realized I could have just climbed one bonus to the next bonus, and then driven through 8 separately. So, or 7 to 8 and then run both bonuses. Like, there's just better ways to go about this. So I kind of get trapped up here. I'm like, hey, you know what? I need to take a reverse just to get back over here and take this standard gate. It's just not as smooth as it should have been. But, you know, that's why we're out here practicing, having fun at our first Southern Utah WRCCA comp. If you guys happen to be in the area or able to come out and attend these, we do have a Facebook group where we're going to be having these events hosted, so you can be sure to check that out. I will link that down below. We're going to be running Sportsman and MOA with the possibility of Mini in the future. There's enough guys here that have Minis. I personally don't have a Mini right now, but at Nationals I saw that there was like 65 cars, and I would like to go out and compete just for the sake of competing. It is cool. And the Deluxe La Prairie Loca, that guy, that's a sweet Mini that you can just pick up from Deluxe and you're off and you're already competitive. That's the cool part about my Sportsman. Like I said, I just got that from Deluxe to where, you know, it's just easy. Like you buy it from Deluxe, you're competitive. You don't have to worry about the car being an issue. It's just driver error at that point. So we're nearing the end of this course and I'm starting to run low on time. And the big portion of that is because I didn't choose a nice, smooth, flowy path through all the gates. It was a bit of a maze for me, which some of my friends realized, hey, there's better ways to run this. Logan did it wrong. But I had a great time out at the comp doing a little monster trucking there. You guys definitely need to check out those secure ESCs. But overall, I appreciate you guys watching. Hope you enjoyed the footage. And yeah, we'll see you out there. If you can make it out to one of these comps, you definitely should. Or host your own in your own area. It's always fun competing with friends. We'll see you guys on the next one. Keep the rubber side down.
6 seconds left, -39.